Welcome everybody to another episode of the #1 Facebook YouTube show on the internet today, Icecold's Corner. I'm Icecold, and I'm going to cut the intro short because we got a lot to talk about in a very short amount of time. This is an all Lebron James Icecold's Corner. And this was requested by the streets. People was asking me, Kenny, what do you think? Kenny, we need an Icecold's Corner. We need to know what you think. I'm here. I got thoughts about this, and I'm going to break it down. #1, thinking about LeBron James leaving Cleveland. I mean, it's twofold, man. I understand where he's coming from. I understand he wants to win. I understand he may not believe that it's going to happen in Cleveland, but I think about it like this. I think about if I was LeBron James or, if I was Kenny Caraway. I mean, I am Kenny Caraway, but Kenny Caraway and LeBron James situation. And I was drafted by the Sacramento Kings. Was there for 7 years. Did all I could. That's my hometown. I was born and raised there and played my ass off for 7 years for him, and we were just short. Could I leave? That's my home. Like, I know what it means to Sacramento to win an NBA championship. And I would be in position to give it to him, or at least help as much as I could. Could I just leave like that? I personally don't think I could. That's just me. But everybody's different, man. Everybody looks at things differently. So it's tough for people to be like, LeBron's cold-hearted, or how can you leave Cleveland, or anything like that. I mean, nobody knows until they're in that situation. I would have liked it for him to stay. But, he made his decision. Now, he could have went about it a totally different way. I think the whole decision show, the way it played out was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. It made LeBron look like a complete narcissist, which I think he is, to a certain extent. But it was terrible. Maverick Carter and all his little crew, they should have known better than that, to play that out that way. It was terrible. Let's see, what else did I want to hit on? Oh, as far as the way Cleveland acted, #1, Dan Gilbert. I understand you're upset. I understand your frustration, but he went completely overboard. Completely overboard with his reaction, his calling out LeBron James the way he did, just kind of belittling what he meant to that franchise for 7 years. You guys were pathetic 7 years ago. Nobody wanted to even say the word Cleveland Cavaliers. You guys were terrible. LeBron James came in, and however he left for those 7 years he was there, he made you guys relevant. He gave you as good as opportunity as anybody has ever had in that city and in that franchise to win an NBA championship. You didn't get it done, but you guys were closer than you've ever been in your life and had the realest chance you've ever had in your life because of him. So Dan Gilbert's reaction was ridiculous. I understand the Cleveland fans being upset with him leaving, and even more so with how he did it. The burning of the jersey, I don't think that's really smart. I'm not burning any of my clothes. I paid too much money for them, so I think that's ridiculous. But I understand their frustration and the reason why they went about the way they did. Now, LeBron James. Now, this is another twofold situation. While I understand and I somewhat admire, his decision to leave Cleveland for Miami, with Miami probably being the best place for him to get victories, get championships. We always talk about, when athletes make decisions and they say it's not about the money, they just want to win, we kind of roll our eyes. Well, in this situation, it wasn't about the money. You left money on the table to get a better chance and better opportunity and win. So I commend him for that. I respect that, and I appreciate that aspect of it. But as a fan of basketball, as a fan of wanting to see greatness, I am extremely, extremely disappointed in LeBron James. I feel like he took the complete easy way out. I feel like he completely ran away from the challenge of being, regardless of how you feel about him, like I said, LeBron James had an opportunity to be one of the top 5 basketball players of all time, and maybe have one of the greatest careers, pound for pound, of any basketball player that's ever walked the face of this earth. He had that opportunity standing right in front of him. And he saw that challenge, he looked at it dead in the eyes, and he walked away. He said he didn't want that challenge. And I'm disappointed, man. I didn't think that was LeBron James that I knew. You know, he's definitely going to win, but he'll never, ever be considered one of the top 10 greatest basketball players that ever played the game. There's no great that would ever do this. Jordan wouldn't do it. Magic, Larry, Kobe wouldn't have done this. Kobe wanted to leave, but he was never going to go to anybody else's homes. Kobe wasn't going to go to, basically, who was winning at the time. Kobe wasn't going to San Antonio. You know what I mean? Kobe was not joining forces with Tim Duncan to win his championships. He wanted to go somewhere else and start anew and start his own thing and accept that challenge of being an all-time great, accept that challenge of having to beat another all-time great to get to where he wanted to get. LeBron didn't want that challenge, and that's extremely disappointing. And his legacy will never be the same, will never be what it could have been, and I'm just disappointed by that, man. Disappointed. Now, let me address something else. First of all, the Miami Heat went from a so-so team, kind of a bad team, nobody really cared about them one way or the other, to immediately being the most hated team in all of pro sports right now, right up there with the Yankees and the Cowboys. I mean, if anybody saw the little celebration they had on Friday night where they're, selling out the crowd and talking all this mess, I know for a fact everybody in the league who saw that was outraged, and they want a piece of Miami today. Today. Okay, they are the most hated team easily in the NBA, and they will be having everybody gunning at them. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how they all live up to their expectations and accept the challenge that they're going to have to come out every night. They didn't win the championship, and they're going to get everybody's championship effort every night. That's extremely, extremely interesting to see what's going to go on there. Now, all these people who say they shouldn't be the favorite or you can't win NBA championships on paper or anything else like that, I agree. But let's not let our hate get in the way. This, right now, is the favorite in the Eastern Conference. Bottom line. You want to take an example. I've been telling people all week, and you want to take an example of, you can't win it on paper, and you can't just throw people together and expect to win. The Boston Celtics 2 years ago threw together Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen and won an NBA championship. Simple as that. And these guys right here, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, are better than Garnett, Pierce, and Allen. So to say that they can't do it is absolutely asinine, in my opinion. I think they're the favorites in the East. I think they'll win the East. Orlando will be right up there with it, but that's it. It's going to be Orlando and Miami. That's the only real competition they have. I think they beat Boston. Boston has shown that they're getting older, and they're having some problems with health and age. Miami Heat are going to win. Simple as that. So let's not, like I said, let's not get hate involved in the expectations of this team or trying to predict how they're going to happen. I mean, if this would have went smoothly, if LeBron would have done it with a little more class or a little less narcissism, people would be saying, oh my goodness, this team is maybe is projecting to look like they have the top 3 trio in all of basketball, one of the greats of all time, and they'd be loving them. But the way it went, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and they got people out there ready to hate the Heat. And I think it's going to be exciting. I can't wait till next year, man. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to be watching. Another thing is a Kings fan that I like with this whole free agency thing is nobody came to the West. And the West lost people. West lost Carlos Boozer. Utah lost Carlos Boozer. Phoenix lost Amir Stoudemire. And that's going to help open things up just a little bit in the Western Conference for my up-and-coming Sacramento Kings. So I'm all good with this, baby. Except if I wish you would stay in Cleveland. I can't say that. Or if he didn't go to Cleveland, I wish he would have went to New York. I think that would have been, he would have been able to be the star there and be a rival to Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat. So those are my opinions on the decision 2010, one of the greatest historical moments of all time. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out.